Hello, outsiders. It's Justice Pariah here. And I wanted to talk about Power Rangers for a considerable amount of time. I mean, sure, I did that one Christmas episode a little bit ago, but I really have wanted to dive more into this series. So I thought I'd do something that I don't see many people talk about. And I might as well put the flame shields up now because how dare I claim that Justin Stewart is an overhated Ranger? He's too young, he's annoying, Turbo is a terrible season. I mean, just because a season is bad doesn't mean the characters in it can't be good. Nobody says good things about Megaforce, but yet Noah is considered a good Blue Ranger. So, to prove to you all that Justin isn't actually that bad of a Ranger, I went back and watched every episode of Power Rangers Turbo, yes, all 45 of them, plus the movie and his return in Power Rangers in Space, just to determine how good of a character he actually is. Now, it probably goes without saying, but Justin kinda was the focus of Turbo. Maybe not the focus of every episode, but he was definitely the focus of the Turbo movie, as that was where he was introduced and subsequently became the Blue Turbo Ranger. And here's where we get to deal with the first of the complaints. He's too young. I get it, Power Rangers has the thing about being the teenagers with attitude. But my response to that is Zordon's reasoning for recruiting the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in the first place.
Teleport to us 5 overbearing and over-emotional humans.
No, not that, not teenagers.
That's correct, Alpha.
I don't know about you, but I think that statement applies just as hard to someone even younger, a preteen. I don't think Zordon logically would see a problem here. And even if you do have a problem with it being, but it's the teenagers with attitude. We've had the opposite end happen multiple times, but nobody's ever had a problem with it. I mean, RJ, Carter, literally the entire Time Force team, they're not teenagers either, but everybody seems to love them. And if for whatever reason you still think it matters, I just want to point out that Super Sentai once did the exact same thing, so be that as it may. Now, I'm not going to act like I don't get it. An entire team of child Power Rangers would never work. I mean, just look at Alien Rangers. But that's why I'm thankful that they had the right idea to make Justin more mature for his age. At least as the show went on. He doesn't really act like that in the first episode. But that's to be expected of a 12-year-old. And there's not a single time where that gets in the way of what he does. Except when he made the choice to leave the team, which I personally find to be an understandable and human reason. He's a shelter kid who lost his mother and his dad is always away on business. This leads to most of his episodes being about feeling forgotten or not belonging. I'll admit, because it's Turbo and the writing's not the best, usually with this kind of stuff it's subtle. But it does make Justin stand out, and had the episodes been focused a little bit more on this kind of stuff with his Ranger life, he probably could have been a fan favorite. In fact, considering that he was supposed to be an audience surrogate for kids watching the show, I'm surprised that making him struggle to feel like he belongs in a team of older, experienced Rangers wasn't the idea for him from the get-go. Now, just because I'm saying that he's an overhated Ranger doesn't mean I think he's perfect. They say his dad used to run a dojo as an excuse for him knowing how to fight, but someone of his stature dealing with the foot soldiers without having to morph really downplays the power of the villains. And while I like his personality and some of his episodes and what that brings to Power Rangers, it isn't focused on enough to make Justin stand out too much. He's better than some of the other Blue Rangers for sure, but definitely not the best. That being said, like I just said, he's far from being a bad Ranger. True Blue to the rescue puts his loyalty on full display and actually made his feelings of being overlooked in his family life matter. Him leaving the Rangers to stay with his dad and get the chance to bond is a very human response. And the episode where he deals with being bullied in high school actually made me care about his home life and how that affects mental health. So, I stand by what I titled this episode. Justin is not the best Ranger in the world, but can we please stop acting like he's the worst? He's not even the worst Ranger in his own color, let alone the worst Ranger of them all. Even if he was, that was no reason to treat Blake Foster the way he was back then. Regardless of how you feel about the character, remember that the actors are just people doing their jobs, and Blake was just a child at the time. Justin had a lot of potential that just wasn't utilized very well, but still makes for an interesting Ranger, to say the least. So, that's what I have to say about that. And as a note, while I'm editing this, it's actually Blake Foster's birthday. So Blake, happy birthday if for some reason you were able to watch this, and thank you for actually being a good Ranger, and sorry for what everyone said about you. I know you got a lot of flack from Ranger fans, but personally I would be excited to see you return after all these years. Adult Justin could be a very cool way to talk about growth for new Rangers, just saying. Anyway, that's all for me, everybody. Thank you for watching, and have a God bless day. I'll see you soon.